BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
A new episode of the DJ's Aviation podcast is live on streaming platforms with lots of aviation discussion and more. You can check it out through the card on the top right of your screen or simply by searching the DJ's Aviation podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and many more platforms. Air Canada returns to the channel today with an update surrounding their situation within the aviation industry as they report their third quarter results for this calendar year, and it's a bit of a big update. They are by no means the first airline to have recently reported third quarter results. If you are a frequent viewer of the channel, you'll undoubtedly recall hearing about these results for many other airlines in the past couple of weeks. The airline did report a third quarter that was better than they initially expected, with a decent amount of revenue coming in. This, of course, has been aided by Canada reopening their borders to double-vaccinated people from countries around the world. Countries, of course, that will allow their citizens to leave. This has allowed the national airline Air Canada to therefore reinstate key routes on their network, especially in an international sense. In addition, the airline reported operating revenues of $2.103 billion. This is 3 times the revenue that they registered for the same quarter a year prior in 2020, showing just how much the industry has improved for Air Canada. And while, of course, there's still a while to go, things are continuing to look on the up. The airline, in addition, reported an operating loss of $354 million. However, this was again down over $400 million compared to the operating losses they posted for the third quarter back in 2020, which, just for some reference, was at $785 million. The airline also reported massively encouraging cargo revenue for the third quarter, and in fact, this was a reported record revenue, resulting in them surpassing the $1 billion mark for the year to date. Massive improvements, and something I have been reiterating on many occasions now, just how crucial the cargo sector has been for many airlines. The President and Chief Executive Officer at Air Canada said, "We are encouraged by the favourable revenue and traffic trends in the third quarter, with solid increases in key passenger geographic segments, a record cargo performance and significant improvements in both Air Canada Vacations and Aeroplan. The combination of these factors and adequate cost controls resulted in net cash flow of $153 million for the quarter, materially better than expected and as compared to the third quarter of 2020. The airline is planning on introducing several new routes in the future too. However, for the most recent quarter that just passed us, lots of new routes and existing ones were reinstated, while their route network also received an upgrade for the winter season coming up very shortly. Quebec City, Montreal, Toronto, and other locations were all featured in their expansion plans. For Air Canada, it's a slow but also speedy reinstatement of their network, if that makes sense, moving forward. Of course, carriers like Air Canada want to get to pre-pandemic levels as soon as possible and get their network looking more like how it did in 2019. To be honest though, this is not always achievable. A lot has to do with if the airline will be able to fly to a certain country at the capacity it wishes. Regarding fleet, the airline announced in a press release it would purchase an additional 2 Airbus A220-300 aircraft, while also accelerating the delivery of some Boeing 737 MAXs into the fourth quarter we are currently in for this year. What are your thoughts on the latest as we take a look at Air Canada? You can let me know down in the comment section below. This episode definitely had a lot to unpack, from route to fleet to general financial discussion, so feel free to let me know on something that is of interest to you in the comments. Like I mentioned, there's a new episode of the podcast you're more than welcome to go and check out. I think you may enjoy it, and if you've never listened to it before, it's definitely worth a try at the very least. Thanks once again for the continued support, and I will see you next time. Be safe and do take care.